Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Sprites of Life podcast. I'm Lucas.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Don.
So happy to have you guys back because, gentlemen, it's come. It's finally here. New generation. So good to be back. Honestly, I'm tired of scraping the bottom of the Paldean bucket until we got to this point. So, feels good to see something new on the horizon.
Is this
Oh,
the
we're playing.
longest that we've had a generation? It's been like 5 years by the time the next one comes out.
I think so. Don, it's probably the latest one, right? This is the longest.
I think so.
Yeah, because last year we were like, oh snap, they skipped a generation. We all assumed we were going to get ZA like at some point early. Yeah, I mean, apparently, look, not to spoil ahead, but like at the look at that trailer, at least they spent their time wisely.
I hope so.
Looks good. I'm a sucker for early 2000s game aesthetics. And let's bring back tropical beach themed games.
Let's bring back the opening to Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, let's do that.
I was
Um,
thinking Wind Waker. Shout out to the 40th
oh,
anniversary of Zelda that no one's talking about.
that's true. All right, so normally we would have science news for you guys, but we have so much Pokemon stuff to cover. We're just gonna go ahead and like get into it now because I want you guys to listen to this. There's a lot of good stuff to cover. We're just going to jump right into the gaming news. Now, luckily, Pokemon gave us a list, and that list of just summarizing all the stuff they did. So, first off, Pokemon Red and Blue Game Music Collection, the little jukebox thingy. Anyone
I
want
do
one of
like
those?
I like the design a lot, but I do not see myself buying one.
It's not for me. I'm glad people are happy. Let them have their fun.
Yeah, I have YouTube. If I want to look at the sounds, I'll do that while I'm, plugging in schedules at work or something. I'll keep it chilled. A little more exciting, Pokemon World Championship. Not only is it the first one going to be held on Pokemon Champions, but they also have Pokemon XP, which is like a whole event thingy, which I'm kind of excited to see how that turns out. Wasn't it always an event though? Sort of, kind of?
I'll say it's always Worlds has always been a big event. It's definitely shifted a little bit from being a purely competitive thing to more also about glorifying the fun of Pokemon, which is also, that's also great. As it gets bigger and bigger, though, I do think it would be, and this isn't from an elitist standpoint or anything like that. I think it would be nice if they gave the competitors at Worlds a little, you know, special time in the Pokemon Center to get their own stuff. Maybe sort of a first, I don't know, first dibs might make the right way, but some stuff put aside. I know as it's gotten bigger, there's been problems with competitors finding time to go to the Pokemon Center and get the merch and stuff. And I think, if you have qualified for Worlds, and I'm no way qualifying for Worlds this year, but I think if you sort of earned your way there that way, you should maybe get a little bit of, have a little crack at a chance to purchase, the merch you want.
I can agree with that. Um, to no one's surprise, there's new trading cards coming out for the 30th anniversary. Would you look at that?
That is the
I mean,
least surprising news.
I really hope. Okay, so like Chris, you have that cool Mega Absol card. I I really hope they do something similar for like all the megas where they all get cool cards like that instead of just I don't like the VMAX cards. I just want the full art rares because they look neat.
Oh, look at the mega attacks. The mega attacks are sick.
Okay, I'll grab a look at that afterwards. We got too much to cover. Hey, this is your neck of the woods. Uh, Pokemon Go is releasing a bunch of Pokemon. How did that make you feel?
It's just a giant Kanto celebration. It's all the Kanto guys. My favorite part is there's like a research track, and you have the free lane and you have the paid lane. And on virtually every single Pokemon, they just killed the middle evolution. So it's like the free one, you get Bulbasaur, the pay one, you get Venusaur, and Ivysaur gets a cup of coffee. I don't know.
Pokemon Masters EX. Speaking of Kanto Fest, they released the old school Red, Florian and Ogerpon, and Julian and Terrapagos. Moving on.
Yay, Yay, Masters.
Yeah, I've never played
Yay.
Masters.
Eh, it's fine if you're into like, look, if you're the kind of person who's into gotcha mechanics and like cute little outfits, it's for you, not for me. Pokemon Cafe, getting all the starters and special little outfits. Pokemon Sleep somehow gives you new missions, which is, I don't know, do you just sleep harder?
Sleep
I don't
harder,
know how
sleep
Pokemon
better,
Sleep works.
sleep faster.
Sleep that get a healthier amount of sleep. Pokemon Unite, for those of you who thought League was too toxic but want a worse game anyway. Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno, you get to play with them.
That's
Cool.
exciting.
Okay, I have some gripe. Pokemon Pockets, and I quote, complete 30 days of gift missions to earn enough packed hourglasses to open 10 packs. I mean, look, I get angry because some of those card designs would look really good in real life, but they're not
Well, some
there.
of them now, there's a little bit. I think one of the more recent, this recent pack has. Occasionally they do reuse art from old cards.
But like some of these newer ones, like the Gyarados one with the Magikarp they have, I turned it into my phone background because it's so sick. Speaking of awesome, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness coming to the GameCube, baby. Let's go. But like,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know people can argue that Gale of Darkness is more polished and Shadow Lugia is cool. That's all very true. However, have you considered that the protagonist of it is a nerd and
mhm,
Wes of Coliseum is way cooler and he's got his cool motorcycle. And I just like Coliseum a lot. And I'm kind of bummed it's not being added
God.
as well.
I remember when we were talking about Coliseum a few episodes back, and like we just showed the difference between the first dude on his sick motorcycle with his Espeon
His
and
name is
Eevee in the
Wes.
backseat. Awesome. And then the nerd in his scooter stuck in the sand.
It also doesn't have any home functionality, which is kind of a bummer.
You know what apparently does have home
Oh,
functionality?
I'm aware.
Um, Fire Red and Leaf Green for $20.
There you go.
Uh, yeah, I might get it. I don't know. I've already played it a lot, so I don't know. I liked Leaf Green a lot when I played it
I'm
as
gonna
a
get
kid.
it.
It was
My one of my good friends, he got Fire Red. I mean, I have my Fire Red still, but I'm gonna get Leaf Green. We're gonna try to, we're gonna use both of our games to trade back and forth and do all that fun stuff.
I will probably get red and take you up on that as well, Don.
um
I'll have to be with you in person. I don't think it has Wi-Fi trade.
Oh, dagger.
that's upsetting. Okay. Nintendo Switch version of Pokemon Champions released in April. Plus, we also got word of some of the abilities going into Chestnut, Delphox, and Greninja's Mega because you can
Yes.
get them when you launch the game. And I don't know. You were the one who pointed it out to me that Levitate on a psychic type isn't the best.
Well, levitate on that psychic type. So I have some thoughts on all three. Bulletproof is a really, really good ability for Chestnut. I think I mean, normal Chestnut has it, but it's still really good. So I think that's fine. Protean's a good ability. It's kind of Greninja's signature ability. They maybe could have done something differently with him, but I don't think it's a bad ability. It's just fine. Mega Delphox is so Delphox learns Expanding Force. Expanding Force, as we know, gets really strong in Psychic Terrain, hits both opponents. Normal Delphox is a pretty good Psychic Terrain user in like Regulation H in like a low power format. Mega Delphox has what 165 special attack?
Somewhere around that.
What is
Let's see. Megadel, yeah, 159,
and what's the speed?
134 speed.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Flutterman gets the bop it, but still. Hopefully there's no Flutterman for it. So I mean that with expanding force would just be obscene amounts of damage.
Flutterman can 100% bop it, given that its special defense is 125. But like, it's not going to survive two, but it might survive one.
That's a good, yeah, it'll take one. I don't know if it can KO back without expanding force. However, levitate is still really good for it. Especially when we assume that Mega Excadrill is going to probably be pretty popular. So having just kind of hardballing Mega Excadrill is pretty cool. Well, and you can also do little creative things. Male Indeedee, who has Psychic Surge, also learns Gravity. So that's a little fun thing you could do. I've seen people talk about you could lead Delphox plus an Indeedee and then swap in like Galar or normal Weezing with neutralizing gas, and then you unlevitate, and then you get
Oh,
to
that's
expanding
smart.
force. So if you want to click expanding force, you can do it. It's just not gonna make you work for it a little bit. But I think levitate's a fine ability. Your ground moves are very strong. Dodging all those ground moves is really, really good. Like we see how strong Landorus Incarnate is right now. You're basically just taking a neutral Sludge Bomb instead of an Earth Power. I think they're fine. I'm a little underwhelmed, honestly, if anything, by Greninjas.
I mean, hey, you've already set up the basis for a Weezing, Regigigas, Delphox team. Like, just off of that. DD. Like, that combo is just dangerous.
I think there's going to be several versions of the team, but I think there's going to be very much a degenerate 2-2-2 variant type of team with Delphox, like what we saw with Indeedee Sneasler, plus like several other things. Shout out to my friend Eric who cut a lot of regionals with that combo with Indeedee Sneasler plus Masshold Annihilate plus Tyranitar Excadrill. Like Tyranitar Excadrill, normal Excadrill synergizes well with Delphox as well because you can levitate next to that Earthquake and Sand. So it's definitely got some and no Rillaboons are going to want to switch into a Heat Wave off that thing either.
No way in hell.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's I'm happy with them.
I mean, it's coming out in April, so we'll have plenty to talk about sooner rather than later.
Yeah, we have
If you
Orlando
want to,
Regionals is like a week into April, so we're gonna see what they do.
yeah, it's gonna
They
be a
still haven't
mess. I
told us
can't
what the
wait.
formats. They haven't told us our rules or format for the regional.
That's gonna be nuts. Where was I? Oh, Pokemon ZA finally announced Garchomp Z to no one's surprise.
Yeah,
Go us.
expected.
I
Yay.
wish it was good.
Ex-
I'm a hater.
And
I'm
then
sorry.
Pokopia got its final trailer. And then today, everyone's dropping 9 out of 10 reviews for it because it turns out it's like really, really good.
I was perfectly fine not getting it, and now I'm like, maybe I do.
Yeah, maybe
Same.
just a little as a treat. I can't get it because I know I won't like it because I never like games where I have to do chores. I barely like doing my own normal chores. But then, of course, that leads us to Pokemon Wind and Wave. We did it.
And we did it.
We did it. We did it. We stayed alive long enough to see it happen. That was all us. Okay, before I get into the spiel, initial thoughts and feelings.
I don't really like, to me there's not enough real info to have strong feelings about the game. I'm just excited that the game has been announced and exists and we have a timeline. So I'm excited about that. I am withholding all of my like judgments about what I feel about the game until we know more.
Fair.
I will say
Reasonable.
I like the initial design of like the region and stuff. I know we have like a sort of Indonesia type of thing going on. Uh, I think that's cool, and I like the I love a good tropical vibe in the game, especially if it's like maybe some island hopping. I hope we have a lot of sea travel. Um, no such thing as too much water. Shout out to IGN. And yeah, and it also has like a little bit. I love Wind Waker's my favorite Zelda, so I like the there's a little bit of parallel there probably too. I'd imagine from my own bias.
It's a shame that the Nintendo Switch 2 is not what you'd call a modding machine because whatever means of travel you have, I would love to see someone mod it so it just was the Lion King from the Wind Waker. Just get you
Yeah,
around everywhere. That'd be fun. Um, so with Region 10, we don't even know its name, but we know a little bit thanks to my gut. And by my gut, I mean the massive leak that told us the names and a lot about these games before anyone knew anything. So we are pretty confident in saying that this region is going to be based on the Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia. Like it's based on the southeastern island portions of Asia, a tropical, crazy place to live. It is one of the coolest settings I could think of. And I'm just going to say it, way better setting than Greece. Like that's just me.
They would both
Sorry.
be very strong. They would both be very
I think
strong.
a whole Mediterranean thing as I don't. I think I just like island seagoingness.
Like, okay, I will point this out. This will be the first time in years where a phalanx shows up and it wouldn't make sense. Come on,
Do we know
everything.
that Phalanx is in the game?
I mean, look, I'm just saying that if phalanx does show up, it's like the Romans were in here. What are you doing here?
He got lost.
All right, cool. So, from just speculation, I think it's important to understand some really cool context with this. If from everything the leak's saying true, the main focus will be based on almost Indonesia. Even some of the maps that leak talked about, like the main big city being Bali, which is the most famous city in Indonesia. Um, I think it's important to realize how important it is demographically to have the game here. If this is a game truly based in Indonesia, or at least partly, Indonesia is the first majority Muslim nation to ever get its own region. 87% of the people living in Indonesia follow the teachings of Islam, which I think is a huge win for the most, if second most popular religion on earth. I don't know. It's not something you really think about them putting into it.
No, it's a good. That's a good. I mean, we've been to so many different parts of the world through all the Pokemon regions, and that area has been neglected, underrepresented, what you want to say. So, we're getting a new space for people to learn and experience, and I think that's a good thing.
It also gives us a lot of fun historically. I talk about phalanx, but like historically, that entire area, like in the ancient world, was it multiple powerful nations and cultures owned that area and traded in that area and survived in that area. There were trades with China for thousands of years. There was work done by different groups to build massive structures. You can still find these ruins today. I will point out that in the last 500 years or so, every single European power you can think of that traveled the world ended up there and did the exact things you expected them to do when they ended up there. Um,
Bad
Love and
things.
friendship.
love and friendship is words they would choose. They chose those words. Um, guys, how do you feel about like Christmas spices?
Oh,
Like,
I have
Nut,
many opinions regarding nutmeg. Do you know about the tragedy of the Batavia?
share, please.
So the Batavia, I believe it was a Dutch spice trading vessel. They were trying to cut around, I think it was Australia, but going up there during like the nutmeg times, the wars over nutmeg got pretty crazy, and I believe the Dutch East India Company was also for a while hiring Japanese mercenaries. So basically, they had like samurai. This was mid 1600s, um, being like enforcers for them against some of the native people there, which you don't think about the Dutch samurai crossover in the spice trade ever. It's kind of a crazy time in history. But the
It,
Batavia was like a pretty big sailing ship, and they got stuck on some shoals or reefs. I think it was north of Australia, kind of between there and Indonesia. It got real weird. This guy named Geronimus Cornelius had been plotting a mutiny before the wreck, and he sort of took the time to seize power and start like a religious cult kind of thing on the island. But a lot of people died. Yeah, it was a pretty crazy. It's worth a deep dive if you're into nautical history. It's kind of a brutal story though.
yeah, you kind of stressed my point there. A lot of the Christmas spices like nutmeg and cinnamon, they went hard. The entire reason the Dutch East India Company existed was because of like all the stuff they found in Indonesia. A good part of that land was owned by the Dutch, and then the Portuguese, and then some British, then the Dutch again. Then Japan showed up. Then they fought for their own independence. It's a lot. But basically, I always find it very funny that almost all the crops you consider for like, oh, a nice cozy Christmas indoors. Nah, they're from the tropics, cinnamon and nutmeg. Crazy, crazy stuff.
And also, if you, man, like the idea of a spice cabinet, just absurd. If you even think of like 100 years ago, maybe not 100, because that would be 1926, but like you tell like people in the 1800s that you just walk in your kitchen and you have nutmeg or cinnamon, they think you're a magician
Or just a king or queen
or a
somewhere.
king or queen. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
look,
No,
if
the average spice style that was the cartoonish display of wealth.
from a biological perspective, if you're talking about these islands, this leaves you with tens of thousands of unique species of everything. If they just wanted to use critters that live in Indonesia, they could do so and they would have plenty to work with. Komodo dragons, check. Birds of paradise, the flying lizards, tapirs, Asian rhinos. It's literally home to the corpse flower, aka Vileplume. But more
And
importantly than
Victory
anything,
Bell.
and Victory Bell, they have we can, if you check the chat, I put a picture of him. The Bitterog. Look at him. Look at that good boy.
Oh my god, that is awesome.
Have you ever seen that thing
Bitterlings are
before?
crazy.
No, I
Yes.
have. That's awesome.
It's basically okay. It's related to like cervix and stuff like that. Like it's a weird niche in carnivora. And it's mainly it's an omnivore, but it mainly eats vegetation. Its tail is longer than its rest of its body. And most importantly of all, it smells like popcorn.
Hell yeah.
Are they the same things as a Kinkajou or a bear cat?
Yeah, no, you're right
Okay,
on the
yes,
money.
I have heard they smell like popcorn.
This thing is sick. I want it. It's such a cool, weird animal no one knows exists. We also have tree pangolins. So if we wanted a different sand slash that hang up in the trees, we can have one
Like
now.
a
I know we already
grass
have,
type sand slash or something.
yeah, we already have an ice one, but like, I don't care. I want a grass one. I think it'd be nice. If Meowth can get so many, we can get that too. Before we get into the starters, I do want to talk about economics just a bit because that whole area is also one of the most important shipping hubs on Earth. The Strait of Malacca is a strip of water that connects the Indian Ocean with the Pacific Ocean. I want you to guess what percentage of the world's traded goods goes there that area.
Gotta be like
I'm gonna, s-
98%.
I'm gonna say like 45.
Technically, 20 rough according to one study, 25% of all the world's traded goods go through that area.
I
Think
was way
about
off.
sorry,
20% plus is still a crazy number.
Yeah.
think of your spice rack, think of your car, think of the whatever's in your room. And if you look around, there's a chance that a chunk of the stuff in your room was moved on a boat through the Strait of Malacca, which is pretty nuts. Like it's very, very important piece of trade. It's a very important part of the world. So there's a reason why Japan made a game about it. Not only is it a huge vacation spot, but they basically need it to survive. It's an amazing piece of human engineering. Now, as for the starters, how we feeling?
I feel great.
Feel good? Don, how we
The-
feeling?
Oh, about the starters?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm liking them. To be honest, I not quite sure who my favorite is. I do really like. I'm between lizard and bird right now, I think.
Hmm.
the starters passed the toddler test. All starters were given the thumbs up by my 3-year-old. I will say that I was personally leaning towards Gecqua, but the toddler has claimed Gecqua and has determined that I will be the basic one and get Pombon.
I mean,
But
we do have
real,
we
yeah,
have I have the list. I was kind of going through these Pokemon a bit while they came out, and I was just thinking about what they could turn into. Obviously, we don't know now, but I feel like it's worth just talking about them. Um, so Browt, I truly think will become a frogmouth. Like
it
that's the
looks
bird
so
I think
mad.
it'll. It looks so mad. Have you ever seen a frogmouth before?
Yes,
Yes,
Yeah, it's just a thoroughly unpleasant, angry bird.
they're
an
Like
just
it
angry
is,
stump.
perpetually unimpressed.
yeah, or pretending to be a stick. And it is found in Southeast Asia and Australia. And there's multiple different species. Like it could work really well for this Pokemon to just end up being like a frogmouth. Now,
Or
are
it would be really good at basketball.
oh god, no.
The wrong crowd. Do you know Anthony Davis?
Does anything about me imply that I know who Anthony Davis is?
His nickname is the Brow because he has a unibrow.
Oh god.
Uh,
And he yeah, that's
He
not
and
the
he
best.
trademarked it and he owns it.
Good for him. I mean, look, frogmouths eat a ton of bugs. They have crazy camouflage. They're native, but I don't know. They do say that it likes to run around a lot. How would you all feel about a cassowary?
Pretty interesting. I mean, I've heard arguments. I mean, I don't think these zones quite because they're in New Zealand, so you would be really going more an Oceania thing as a whole. I've heard people hope want him to be a kakapo, the flightless parrot. He seems a little too serious though. Kakapos are more on the goofy side. But maybe as he evolves, he finds the lighter things in life.
I love the idea of a cassowary, and I think if I had to guess, I think that's where it's gonna go because
That's where you could do like a grass fighting. I think would be cool.
we know it's gonna be bipedal too.
I mean, it's a bird.
Yeah.
It'd be weird if it wasn't.
I don't know. I think a cassowary is one of the most terrifying birds on the planet. So I feel like that's the one we should count it as. That's just me talking.
Yes.
I really do want it to be a frogmouth, though. And I do, okay, hear me out. Just let it be flying grass. If that's so hard, okay, cool. I mean, fire gets all the fightings anyway. On the note of fire, We have the crowd favorite, I guess, Pombon.
Is he?
Pombon has taken the world by storm.
Oh, industry plant.
Yeah, that's the one everyone seems to like. It's a dumb, friendly Pomeranian. People,
I'm very confused by the people saying it's a lion. I will
Well,
eat these
there are
words.
aren't there like I mean, well, I guess Lhasa Apso is the lion dog, and they're more like Nepal, right?
yeah, at the same time, people do groom their Pomeranians to look more fox and lion like. So I see why they would feel that way, even though they're wrong. Um, Weirdly enough, this animal does not come from Asia at all. Came from Central Europe around Poland. And
I was
Queen
just saying, I
Victoria,
thought they were a European breed.
yeah, they are. They came originally from Poland. They have this old pedigree. I had to go through the American Kennel Club to get some decent information on these guys because there's a lot on Pomeranians out there. But yeah, Queen Victoria, she really digged them. She thought they were great. She's technically responsible for them getting smaller though, since she had one that was just particularly tiny.
Mm.
Yeah, it was fashionable to match.
Yeah, and then everyone just kind of matched with her. Apparently, quite popular in Asia today. Super small size, easy to train, overly adorable, fox-like appearance. They have everything that the average Asian consumer could ever want from them. Good for them, I suppose.
I think
But
that this is going to be. I think Pombon is going to be. He's the runaway favorite now. I think it's going to be the least popular once the final evolutions are revealed.
I mean, when it gets on two legs,
Yes. I think personally, I think Browt is going to turn into the fan favorite. I don't remember
Think
the last
so.
time a grass was the fan favorite though.
Rowlet.
Well, Rowlet was maybe this favorite starter. I don't
I
know. Did
think
Yeah, and
anyone
then
I
Incineroar
anyone
killed
like any of the
everything.
final? Okay, I think. I mean, competitively, that's a whole separate situation. Do people like Incineroar as just as a dude?
I'd say Incin or Prim, I think are both more popular than Decidueye.
Hmm. I could see that. But like, I don't know. This thing, it gives Fire Fairy. That's what I'm feeling.
Fire
It's
Fairy is an obscenely good type.
yeah. Do we wait? Do we have fire fairies?
No, it's one of the like if you watch any YouTubers, best Pokemon theoretical types list, Fire Fairy is always the top.
Yeah.
It's up there with
It'd be
Fairy Ground
nice.
in terms of coverage. It's kind of absurd.
I really think it would be cool if they did have like Fire Fairing, but like give a fire type the chance to play the support role for once.
That's
Let him
Like,
Arcanine sometimes,
let him
and
be thick.
Incineroar sometimes.
Let him be thick with it.
let him just sit there and take damage and like helping hand his buddies and whatnot.
Oh,
But
and
like,
maybe
I think,
also it could fake out, and it could, maybe U-turn or parting shot, and it could knock off opposing items.
yeah, or like anything else, please,
It's saying you said
please.
supportive fire type, but I'm like, there is the supportive fire type.
Yeah, but like not like that. I'm talking more like, give it triage as a hidden ability and let it like floral
Full, full,
heal and
full support.
yeah, yeah, full on support. That's just my feelings and thoughts on it. But it is a tiny adorable Pomeranian. I don't need to go into too many details. Everyone knows tiny adorable Pomeranians. Honestly, um there's a scene from a movie where someone used one as a weapon flinging it at people. So, that was the first thing that crossed my mind. All right. Next up, the littlest pet shop decided to drop us a gecko.
I like the geckos.
Gecqua.
I just like geckos.
Yeah, well, you'll like Southeast Asia then. Massive
Yes,
gecko population.
I was going to talk about the tokay they have, which is a very loud and bitey gecko.
Don't we have a ton of them in the Everglades?
We have a lot of. I believe there is an established population of tokays in Florida. I'm pretty sure I've heard them in South Florida. Are you familiar with what they look like, Chris? I'm sure Lucas has seen a tokay.
I don't think I know what that is.
I'll drop one in the chat
Um,
for you. I'll grab the picture of it screaming. Yeah, every now and again you see a picture of some dude in the Everglades. Like, look what I found. He's just getting bit by like six of them that he caught in a tree.
yeah, I'm that guy. Of course, I know him. He's me. Yeah. I think that said, the New Caledonian giant gecko, which is like the biggest gecko and one of my favorite geckos, is pretty chill.
Yeah, but that's not the gecko I think this one's going to be based off of. Like, it seems to be a fusion of two geckos Neither of them, I think, live in Indonesia. On one hand, you have the African fat-tailed gecko, which if you just look at its tail end, it's just like look how thick, look how chunky it is. It's pretty neat. But then if you learn a little bit about what it can do, like apparently it shoots water out of its tail. Are either of you familiar with the golden-tailed gecko's abilities?
Mm-mm. What does it
No.
do?
It literally shoots goo out of its tail across multiple glands, and it covers whatever's trying to eat it in sticky, horrible, smelly, like gunk. I'm
Awful.
trying to find
Oh, so
it's
a less hardcore horned lizard.
yeah, no blood shooting out this time. It's just, shooting goo. It's very hard to find like pictures and stuff of it because the videos are like not the best. Like everyone usually has them like as video thumbnails. All right, I have a picture of one. I just borrowed a YouTube thumbnail for this one. I'll try and get a real one in it. Yeah, so you can
Gecqua.
actually see it a little bit. Oh, here's a better picture of the mechanism itself. On the side of the tail, there are these little glands, and each one of them are just kind of packed with this foul-smelling goo. And whenever it gets mad, it can flex its muscles and just squeeze the goo out. And it's stringy and nasty and non-toxic, so it's not gonna like poison anything. But
The
yeah,
tail is very pronounced on Gecqua, so I could see them going this way.
I mean, it does say it shoots water out of its tail. This is literally the same thing, just, you know, worse in real life.
Yeah,
So
I guess last round we did have a oh, I wonder if they're gonna do a fighting fairy steel secondary typing thing.
I've been wanting that for like 3 generations.
Because if it is that type of thing, you could do some sort of water steel, tank or like, artillery type of gecko.
It would be fun, and it would also keep him on 4 legs. That'd be good.
That's
Yes.
not that's not happening. If Salazzle gets on 2 legs, so does this one.
You don't know, man. We don't know.
Don't you put that evil on us.
This was a hopeful place before you showed up, Chris. We had a plan and a dream. Uh,
I want to give him
Do
credit
we think
though.
it's gonna be? I mean, I do feel like it's gonna be in 2 out of 3 stand up.
Yeah, I think all of them are going to stand up because they can't. Like, okay, what was Scarlet Violet? Okay, Skeledirge is its own thing, but Meowscarada and Quaquaval. Okay, now let's go back to Sword and Shield. Rillaboom, 2 legs.
Rillaboom is 2.5 to. I would call him 2.5, maybe 4. He's a haunch most of the time. He stands up, but he's on 4.
Inteleon, 2. Cinderace, 2. Go.
okay, I will point out with Quaquaval, he is a bird. What did you expect him to do?
But there you go. We already know that we're gonna have at least one bipedal in this one.
Okay, unless they turned it into a griffin, which would be the funniest pull.
That would be great.
Like,
But and then
oh, you
go
want?
back to go back to Sun and Moon. You have no legs with Prim, and then 2 legs with the other two.
I would argue that it balances out different. Well, also it's a bird.
Bird rules.
Yeah, no, the birds
That's
don't
bird
count.
law.
Like bird law, it's bird law.
And then X and Y. What are the X and Y starters again? You got Chespin,
Greninja, Delphox, Chestnut. So 2-2-2.
2. Yeah, see, they can't help themselves.
Technically 2-2-3, depending on the stance of the sprite.
That's true. And then we had, yeah, shout out to Black and White. We had 0-4-2.
Look at that. Look at that.
Is Black and White the most leg diversity we've had?
What was Casino was Infernape,
Empoleon, bird rule, bird
Or
law.
Terra?
yeah, and then Torterra.
2-2-4.
2-2-4.
Then we go even further back, Blaziken to Sceptile to Swampert 4, later 2.
What
Swamput's
does
got the Rillaboom thing where he's kind of both.
what would you count Typhlosion as?
I think he's 2.
He's 2.
He's
Okay.
2. Yeah. I know that technically he goes on all 4s, but not in any single sprite is he on all 4s.
There you go. We're gonna get 2 2-legged ones. It's gonna happen.
Oh, come on. We have to. Yeah, it's. Look, okay? We had hope, and then you
Maybe
just
the
came out
Gecko
of
can
the
turn
fact.
into a snake.
Let's leave it with this in that this might be the best named starters in a long time. Pombon, Gecqua, and Browt are all A tier, S tier names.
I think they're going to sell a lot of these. That's actually the fun part is I think okay, so like remember when Paldea came out, they had all the plushes lined up and like the ones that they would like all the Fuecocos and the Meow Sticks were gone, but then like all the like Quaxleys were left behind.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Sad,
think this is
sad.
gonna happen.
They definitely put a little bit of marketable plushy thought into some of their design, like a little, maybe a little extra this time.
They
They
saw
all
all
feel
those.
very, they all feel very marketable.
They saw the Quaxleys left over and said never again.
I like
Before
Quaxly's design too. He's a fun little guy.
before we run off, I do have one last question for the both of you. How many of those Pikachu tropical retiree Pikachus do you think they're going to sell?
Boca Raton Pikachu,
Yeah, from
Uh,
the original Pikachu.
they're gonna sell too many, more than they deserve.
a billion.
Someone was pointing out like these Pikachu are from the Dominican Republic.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, this I like Boca Raton Pikachu better. Oh god, no. It's Key West, it's Key West Jimmy Buffett karaoke Pikachu. Like him and his wife show up to any Jimmy Buffett karaoke and hog the mic the entire time.
Parrot head Pikachu.
Parenthood. I think the most important thing we need to know at this point is what are the legendaries, and will we get to use Stereo Rotom?
Yeah,
So
oh
we do
god,
have
that
a
was the
Stereo
best.
Rotom has a typing. Did you see that?
No, it isn't.
No.
So okay, so every other Pokopia form seems to just be like a one-off form without any changes. Stereo Rotom is electric normal, which means
Oh,
if they're cool and not dumb about it, we're gonna have Boom Burst Rotom.
that would be cool.
That would be so
If
sick.
they're lame, we're gonna get Hyper Voice.
If they're
Like let
lame,
us
they
have
won't do
let
it at
us.
all,
I mean, if every Rotom has a gimmick thing, and if he's electric normal, give him Boom Burst.
It's got to be Boom Burst.
right? I mean, I feel like it should.
Thing is, they're both sound moves, and he's a stereo. He's DJ Rotom.
Man, that's going to be a good Pokemon if they're smart. On the note of DJ Rotom, we got a lot more news to cover eventually when it comes out. For now, we put this episode together as best we could with like, I'll be honest, y'all, we had a lot of tech issues setting this one up. We did it. Thank you guys so much. Chris, Don, that was a lot getting here, but I appreciate you being patient.
Yeah, we got there.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone, for bearing with us. I'm sure the quality is going to suffer a little bit. I
we'll
know I'm
make it
on
work better
Zoom
next.
on mobile instead of our usual stuff, so that probably
Yeah.
makes it worse. I'm sorry, Chris.
Oh no, it's fine. We'll be good.
All right. Well, everyone, please have a lovely rest of your day or night. We'll catch you guys in the next episode. There's a whole lot more Pokemon to talk about. We'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.